Max was great. Learning and experiencing the difficulties of shooting outside was the biggest thing.
Car heist. All right. Two things I'm gonna say about car heist. One, car heist was a really, really good film. Two, car heist was difficult as fuck.
Learning how to cope with the weather, being that it'll be sunny 1 second, cloudy the next, which changes your how it looks on screen, how it looks on camera. Are us having equipment issues in terms of, not being able to really light up our own scene because we didn't have lights that worked outside yet.
I think that was one of the first times we tried to shoot a skit outside. And some of the difficulties with shooting that, we actually learned a lot. I think we actually shot that on a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? Part of it, because the way that the light was, it was just a bad day.
Yes, the script for Car Heist was again hilarious. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was fun because I got to be as sassy as I normally am and just put a little bit more twist to it. And just, like how I would react in that scenario, and I just tried to do a little bit more.
One thing that we learned, I told you we're going to our different stages of being like cinematic coverage. We learned that like when we shot outside for the first time, I've shot different videos, I've shot car videos and stuff in the past, but this is the first time we're really trying to shoot cinematically. And we learned that we didn't really have the equipment to really pull off what we needed. We didn't have things like ND filters and stuff like that.
Just understanding the challenges of working outside, again, but getting to work with Valencia and Pete was just great. Again, they all bring great energy. But really understanding the moral of it was really understanding, again, what goes behind the camera. Again, being able to really see the intricate parts of things and how, equipment and trying to control what you can, but still be able to work with the variables of the shoot and still have a great shot.
I thought that was funny because it was my first time working with Pete, and he was hilarious. Like, he kept us all on our toes, making sure that we had our lines, making sure that, we were looking in the right direction. And I kept forgetting because we were shooting on both sides of the car, and I'm like, where was I looking? Like, I don't know what happened by the end of that take.
But it came out pretty good. A lot of people I've actually let see that clip. They really liked that clip, and especially Valencia. So I think that worked out really well.
We were able to have these problems but kind of work around them. We were able to, instead of using our DSLRs, I whipped out my camera, and pretty much this is the first chance to actually do some type of framing and good cinematic framing and lighting, pretty much with my actors outside. So we turned something that was really big negative just because we couldn't get the equipment to work. We didn't have the right equipment to be doing what we did, but we were able to pull it off because we knew kind of how to frame and how a shot should be and how all our shots from the wides to the mids to the closest should look.
Maxwell PI is simply follows a bounty hunter that moved from Chicago, that moves to Maryland to try to start a new life. And ends up becoming a private investigator. Maxwell
is going to be a really good TV show. All right. One, definitely Maxwell is about a private investigator. Pretty much he's a hard ass. He has a little funny friend. They have a guy that they work with bugs. It's a really good TV show. We have Darnell starring it. I'm actually co-starring in it.
But what you don't know is you'll find out later on in the seasons, further on without giving too much, a little bit more of the background of Maxwell, why he moved from Chicago, and whether or not he actually has a romantic interest.
But that is really a good, really good TV show about our private investigator. This will be Milli LZ's first foray into doing TV shows. So I think it's definitely something you're gonna like. It's gonna have the intrigue, it's gonna have the action, the violence, a little full frontal noodle maybe, but don't worry about that, kids. You know, it's bedtime. But yes, it's definitely going to be a really good show, so look forward to that. Also, we have another show coming with that. It's called Con Solo, about a hacker. We have another one of our great actors, Mike, going to be starring in that. So you guys check that out, because that will be another show that we may or may not, if you guys want, we'll put out on YouTube. If not, it will definitely be on our streaming service, Milli LZ.
The promo was awesome. I couldn't have shot it better. Myron, again, the mastermind that he is, Pete, also there as well, getting our behind the scenes shooting.
Making Milli LZ. This whole, pretty much Making Milli LZ is the story. The story of a bunch of non-actors and actresses, non-filmmakers, and a bunch of story of just people who come together, who end up really becoming together as friends and learn this industry together.
Myron and Darnell, this time, which was really, really different from the first two previous films that I've done, they were including me in the cinematography process, like the behind the scenes and what kind of shots that you get, like a wide shot or like a close-up, what's the difference between the two, and they were basically teaching me all of that stuff, like even lighting and stuff like that. And so I felt good to be a part of that process.
I guess one of the best moments of working with Milli LZ, I can't say just one time, but just the overall experience. Working with the different people, the different challenges that come. But most importantly, it's the learning. Sometimes when you got a dream, you know, you gotta go out there, you gotta get that dream. But when you meet other people that have a similar dream, you know, you guys can all just kind of work together, and you know, when you come together, you can get way more done. So my best experience with Milli LZ is all the people I've got to work with.
What's the most difficult? I feel like the most difficult would be the Mission Not Impossible. That one, just because of like all the cues and everything, I had to make sure I didn't come on too early, didn't leave too late. It was so much. I don't know why I was making it harder than what it like really took, but like really thinking about it made me overthink, and I feel like that was more challenging.
Y'all wanna see some fucked up shit? Skin.
Can we stop? This makes me laugh. I don't know where to look. I don't know where to look. It's so hard for me not to look at you because you're asking me the question.